Okay, so today I returned home from uh long time I've been away. I wasn't able to come online yesterday. I think 2 days back similarly. It's been a busy one for me, but eventually I came back home very late also this night, and I returned to stories, videos, reactions, all of sorts. And one of the most intriguing one is a video sent to me by some Nigerians, both in Nigeria and abroad. And they wanted me to treat how President Mohammadu Buhari responded to a question I asked him in this last national broadcast. And then the question they asked him and the answer he gave. I'll tell you the question is, who is Mohammadu Buhari? Different people have described you as different things, but to you, who is Mohammadu Buhari? What you shall be seeing next is the video itself, and we shall be back to discuss it. What do I think about this video? What do you think about this response to the question, who is Mohammadu Buhari? We will do that right after you must have seen the video, which is this.
You have been described differently by different people. Man of integrity, man of honor, incorruptible. Some simply say you are phenomenal in Nigeria's political landscape. How will you describe yourself personally? Who is Mohammadu Buhari?
Well, I like to start by praising teachers of my generation. I spent 9 years in boarding school, 3 years in primary boarding, and 6 secondary schools. Now I think they do 5 years or 4, I don't know how many years. The teachers then, they were treating children and students like their own children. If you do well as a student, they praise you in the classroom and in the assembly hall, which is held daily, 6 times a week. If you misbehave, you will be flogged in front of your class or in the whole assembly hall. So the best out of you is brought physically and academically. You have to be well to survive. You have to do well, be doing well to survive. I was a class monitor. I was a junior prefect. I was a senior prefect. I was a head boy. I earned all those, and I know what I went through. But without good teachers, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
So who is Mohammadu Buhari?
I think I went through hell throughout my career in the military. I was a lieutenant in Lagos during the first coup, 15th January 1966. And if you bother about Nigerian history, you read coup, counter coup, civil war, coup, counter coup. I was all in it, including in detention for 3¼ years. So I'm fully qualified, as a suffering Nigerian.
So, Your Excellency, Nigerians would like to know whether there is anything secret behind the remarkable way and manner people show you love, respect, and trust consistently since joining partisan politics in 2002 for free.
Well, I thank Nigerians for putting me under the microscope and seeing the way I came through.
So that was the question and the answer. Now, what do you think about the way he answered the question, who is Mohammadu Buhari? whatever you think, let me begin by apologizing that I came very late online tonight, but I'm sure I can already see some of you online. Most of you, most of you who are residing usually abroad are the ones who are always available online anytime I come late for the show. So let me say that for the benefit of those that are going to be joining or watching the video on the playback, please drop your comment. It is very important. I want to know whether you agree with what many people are saying or whether your opinion is different. Some are saying, oh, sorry, you did not answer the question. Others are saying, no, this is a disaster. Others are saying, boy, you tried. Others are saying, if this was my student, it would have been the last in the class. It does not even have any. Well, whatever it is, all right, what do you think? What is your own opinion? And if you ask me, what do I think about that answer? Sorry, I don't have an opinion. Because at this stage, I don't have any more. As in, again, I don't get opinion again. Alright? So, having said that, whatever you think about the way you answered the question, please do feel free to put in the comments. And the live comments are already here. If you are not able to do the live comment because you're not joining the show live, please do drop your comments so that we can make meaning out of this together and all of us can learn. Not everybody will have the same understanding, you know. Me, I don't have an opinion, by the way. I'm just at the middle. I don't know whether to say or the other. Alright? Okay, now having said that, if you were a teacher, that is part B of that question. If you were a teacher and that is your student and you ask a question, write an essay about who are you, and the students give you that answer, over 10, how would you grade that student? I'm just sampling different opinions to know whether the people who are bothering me about that video will have a different, at least they can understand you. Okay, at least those that do not believe that you answered the question will be able to see from your lens. All right, so that is what I want us to achieve with this. But having said that, let me quickly give an update with respect to what we said I think last week or 2 weeks ago, talking about what we are going to be doing henceforth, especially with primary schools, secondary schools in Lagos State. Well, yesterday was the occasion of Children's Day. So at the Children's Day event, I attended one event yesterday where I was able to cover students deliberating, discussing, engaging intellectually on child abuse, sex trafficking, drug abuse, vulnerability of the Nigerian teenage children, the Nigerian teenagers, and the solutions. I watched young Nigerians of secondary school category debating intellectually, and I was so impressed. Now today, like I said, that I will start partnering with some people who will start going to schools to discuss many things and all of that. There's one NGO I'll review tomorrow, not today. There's one NGO that wanted to go to a public school. They already got approval from the Ministry of Education in Lagos State, and they wanted to go out to, they choose one secondary school part time to go and distribute sanitary pads to their female students. Number one, to teach them hygiene, menstrual hygiene, to let them know how injurious it is to just pick anything whenever you don't know your period and it comes. It appears that you are already in your period. You cannot just pick anything and start putting in your private. How injurious that can be to the health. They want to educate young Nigerians in public schools, and then they want to give them free sanitary pads. All right, now they have sponsors too who are supporting them to say, okay, I can donate 100, I can pay for 100 sanitary pads. Another person will say, oh, I can pay for 20. Another will say, I can pay for 50. Having said that, different people wanted to donate. They have donated, and so they can be hereinafter referred to as sponsors. Now they got to the school and they have invited me also to come. Part of the message they are also taking there is to let them know that, please, when you are in your period, take note of the date, and next date you can prepare for the next day, and so that you can know when the next period will come, so that you can have a calendar to mark your dates. That was the crux of the mission. So we got to the school, and then we said, okay, we are ready to do the coverage and all of that. Guess what? The principal of the school said it is not possible for us to even to snap photo. And I'm like, hey, we cannot even snap photograph of presentation of sanitary pads to students and record video of the person speaking. Even we are not even showing the students here. The students will sit, the camera will be at the back, so even if you are showing them, it will be the back we are showing, and the face of the person who is presenting, and just the message she has to share or he has to share, so that the instructions being given to the students can be packaged, and then we can also take it elsewhere in the media, whether through social media and all of that. And then the principal said, no, we don't want our students on social media. We don't even want photograph. It is, in fact, she said, it is from the Ministry of Education that it is not allowed that anybody takes camera even to the premise of a secondary school in Lagos State anymore. And I'm like, eh? Excuse me, Madam Principal, because it's a female. Excuse me, Madam Principal, are you aware that you are principal of a school of the next generation after my own generation, and this is already 21st century, 2019 for that matter, and you are saying you don't want camera in the premises of the school? Sorry, are you aware that cell phones even take sometimes better quality photos than cameras? Are you aware that these days even your wristwatch can be a camera? Are you aware that these days a flash drive can be a camera? Are you aware that these days button can be a camera? Are you aware that face cap can be? Are you aware that necktie is already? In fact, are you aware that people now fix contact lens that is camera? So I may not necessarily have to bring out huge camera to show anything. I might be walking around the premises of the school and I'm already filming. What are you hiding? What is Lagos State government hiding that we cannot show the presentation of pad and the instructions on menstrual hygiene being given to public schools, secondary school students? And she said, well, that is instruction from above. Who is above? And please, can you tell us why you think this policy is in place? He said, well, that is, you have to go to the Ministry of Education and ask them why. But that is instruction given to me. We cannot allow anybody bring camera to premises of secondary school. Okay, so I investigated, and it turns out that this is not the first time, mind you. I had personally written to the Ministry of Education, Lagos State, asking to organize debates among secondary school students. They invited me over, and then they told me they are sorry. They will not be able to. They want to control and guide everything because they are afraid. They are afraid that people will liberate students. Then it occurred to me that if it were just an ordinary counselor who has nothing to offer, a bus conductor who is unpicked by a godfather to become a counselor, that wants to attend, that wants to just visit a secondary school, he will visit freely and the media will even cover it. And then they will even use it for campaign. They are not offering anything in value to these students, but the moment they notice anybody that has value to them is coming, they want to guide everything. They want to keep it. Okay, madam, these people, this NGO are sponsors. How would they show to their sponsors that they have actually executed this project if you don't allow them to even snap the presentation or the speech they are making to students. And then she said, well, you can take those products, the sanitary pads, the bags and everything you have brought, you can take them into your car, return them into your car, snap them in your car, send to your sponsor. Just dump those things, give it to us and go. Don't snap. I'm like, I'm really Leo. So we cannot even, how about those children who are not in public, who are not even here? The essence of media is publicity. We want this message to go to as many places as possible, all right, so that we can lecture as many people through the media. We have an example of a place we are present at right now. We want to make a presentation. The moment we are done with that presentation, we want to spread, the video of it to other places, so that people who are not privileged to be here while we are making the presentation can also learn from the message we are sharing to them about menstrual hygiene. All the explanations we gave did not enter the principal's ear. Sorry, it is not possible was a constant response. And I'm like, madam, I will show you that it is possible that I enter this place and film everywhere and you don't even know. Don't worry, tomorrow I'll give you gist with little clip. I won't show everything. Little clip just to prove that it is possible I enter a place without even carrying obvious camera and I'll film everywhere. So what is the problem? What are you hiding, Lagos State government? Is it because some people have been showing how dilapidated some school structures are? Schools that have not been existing. There are no new schools since Jackon Day. And even to maintain the old schools is not possible. See, since the Lagos State government is now trying to secure and guide everything, it is time. What you are trying to guide, we will now start exposing them. Wait for me. Alright? Wait for me. We will now start exposing all those things you want to be guiding. You don't want us to show that there are even schools in Lagos State that do not even have blocks that are under the tree. Is that what you are trying to protect? We know now. We see them. We have evidences of them. Schools that do not even have blocks. The students sit under the tree. Yes, you are wondering, it's in Lagos State. And I'll tell you where it is. Don't worry. And I will give you pictorial evidence. You don't want us to show that schools are not being maintained despite all the money you are claiming an IGR and that you have and all of those. Is that what you are trying to prevent? You don't want us to show? Wait for it. You will see it. And I don't even have to be there. Now, what am I simply trying to say is that the Lagos State government is becoming very funny, and we are going to teach you lessons. Someone who is coming in from tomorrow, okay, we will give him something to start working with. Alright, we will give him something to start working with. We'll start showing those things you are trying to prevent. There is no camera in the premise of secondary school, this and that. What you are trying to prevent, we'll give some work to do on them, because we'll start showing them and you will not even know where they are coming from. Hello, you will hear from us very soon. What is wrong in people who have clean mission? They have sanitary pads. Because let me quickly throw a little light into this. For instance, if you go to Makoko, people that reside on the coastal community, the socioeconomic status and background of many people who send their children to secondary school, public secondary schools, is so poor that they can't afford everything, including sanitary pad. How much is a piece of sanitary pad in Nigeria today? Some female students, I was telling somebody today, a colleague, that did you know that while I was in primary school, we will go to toilet, we will tear foolscap sheet, 2 foolscap sheets. We will spread one on the floor. We will go to the bush, spread one on the floor. We will defecate inside it. We will wrap it and do short puts. We will take the second one. We will use it to clean. You understand? And she said, it's not possible. I said, well, you had a privileged background, So you may not understand it. You say, how can somebody use paper to clean? Paper is hard now. It's too hard. You can't do that. Maybe you say tissue. Tissue is soft. I say no. Full scalp. Full scalp. In fact, somebody's note would tear it to go and shit. She was like, I'm sorry if you are easily irritated by words that describe defecate and all of that. I'm sorry, but that is it. She was like, it's not possible. I said, it is true. Similarly, there are female secondary school students who cannot even afford sanitary pad, and they are not even educated as per menstrual hygiene and periods. So they don't even take notes. Some people will get to school and they did not even know it is their period. They will get to school and discover that they are bleeding. It is this education that this NGO was trying to take to schools, and I want to partner with them to start showing how students and how these messages can help, and how this outreach can help. They said no. Lagos State government is not providing sanitary pads to students. Of course, I know that after saying this today, they might now start giving the contract. Somebody will now in the government will now start saying, okay, I can start taking this contract. Let me be collecting money to go and be buying sanitary pad and giving to students. Another hole, or another what do you call it, pipe hole to squander or to embezzle. Do you understand? But I know somebody in government will now start thinking about that. Okay, fine, but I've given you free orijo. Okay, good. You are not doing it. Some persons have taken it upon themselves to do that. You should either subsidize sanitary pads or even make it free, because of the menstrual hygiene of these poor students. You're not doing it. You see people that are doing it, you say no, they cannot film it. And those ones are saying, sorry, how do we let our sponsors know that you have actually executed this project? Because they gave us money to buy this product. And you are saying you cannot snap while we are presenting it. Well, that policy of don't bring camera to public secondary school in Lagos State is not aimed at that NGO or any NGO for that matter. I think it is aimed, because from my investigation, it is aimed at blocking anybody who might want to liberate students politically, because that is what I gathered. So somebody like me, for instance, will not be able to go to schools and enlighten students about their civic rights and all of that, except you want to go and do it at private schools. That is the meaning. That is it by implication. Now, having said that, that is what the situation is at this time. Akin says it is aimed at the press. Yes, the principal also mentioned that we know our press. Once they come here, it is another thing they will be reporting. What is another thing that you have that you are hiding? Is there something you are hiding as a public official? What's that you're hiding that you don't want press to see? Then hide it well, because it will soon be in the open. And it doesn't have to be me. The reality is that the press you are preventing will press it and press you. Don't worry, they will press it. Don't worry, very soon you'll see. I'm just saying my own, like a prophet. Alright? Good. So that is just, but tomorrow I'll give you the details, as in the full gist, including how I wrote to the Ministry of Education what I want to start doing. Organizing inter-school debates. And they said no, they botched it. They only want reference if it is an honorable member that is known from the inner caucus, or they will trust it. Okay, this one is doing our own thing, they can't rock the boat. Alright, they want to guide everything. They are holding young Nigerians they are holding them hostage. They don't want them to be free. And anybody who makes such effort, they block them. But whether they like it or not, nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. That's the message for them. Well, let me quickly do this. I want to appreciate somebody by citing a biblical passage. But before I do that, let me first start by appreciating. I promised how many days ago that I will show you picture of myself and Yinka, who presented me some gifts. The gifts that included a tab. Some of you you remember, as I'm mentioning, I included a tab, a microphone, lapel, and all of that I showed here some days ago. Well, I sought Yinka's, I pleaded with Yinka to allow me at least show the picture of that I took with him while he was presenting me the wrapped gift. I unpacked them later to discover that he had 6 different items in them. And I want to say thank you so much, Yinka. So people, help me appreciate Yinka. This is Yinka. Yinka, thank you so much once again. You can see he's a young man, returned from UK and decided, no, you're doing well, I want to support you with just this little. Yinka, thank you so much once again. I know you already said it's okay, there's no need, but just permit me. I just wanted to share that picture. All right. Okay, but today another thing happened. Somebody who also not like me to mention his name sent me 50,000 naira and just said, Shegun, I love what you're doing. Please just manage this little to support what you're doing. And he sent me 50,000 naira. I pleaded that he allow me at least appreciate him, and he said, no, okay, you can do it, but just quote the name. I don't want my name. I said, okay, no wala. You know what we'll do? I want to just quote Acts chapter 1 verse 1 as we agreed. Alright? Acts chapter 1 verse 1. If you are close to your Bible, you can share it on the screen for us. Put it in the live comment so that we can see it. Go to the book of Acts of the Apostles chapter 1 verse 1. What does it say? So that at least it will give you idea of the person's name who sent it to me. Alright. So say O Theophilus. Anyways, I'll just leave it like that. Okay, but you can check it at your own leisure. But if you are able to have your hand on it right now during the show, just copy it and put in the comment Acts chapter 1 verse 1 so that we can all see it together. But I won't say more than that as per the name of the person who sent me 50,000 naira today. But the person is Theo. Alright. If you like, say Theophilus. Now you sabi. But I want to thank you so much once again. I appreciate your kind gesture today. I can say the former account I made, O Theophilus, of all that Jesus began both to do and teach. Anyways, the person's name is O Theophilus. Alright, I want to appreciate you so much. That is just the way I can quote the person's name. I won't say it more than that. Alright, thank you so much, Akinjo Taki, an active person. And by the way, Akinjo Taki is also a wonderful person. The last broadcast I did was about the Yoruba of hydrogen. Alright, the Yoruba of hydrogen, and how we are shortchanging ourselves by not necessarily translating adequately from other languages to Yoruba language when we are teaching the next generation of our children. So we are changing ourselves. I was trying to explain that. So I said, what is the Yoruba of nitrogen? And I explained why I didn't like science subjects growing up, because I could not see things around me to relate what I was hearing in science. As the scientific terms I was hearing, I could not relate them with things around my environment, and as a result I lost interest in science. So, and I used nitrogen as an example. So Akin went on Amazon got Yoruba Science and Technology Dictionary and sent it to me as a gift. So Akin is another wonderful person. At the end of the day, this is not just a channel for broadcast or to share gossip video. It is becoming a community of objective people. It is becoming a community of people who interact intellectually. And I want to close by encouraging all of us that I want to say that very soon, I want to prepare your mind. Very soon, some people are going to be joining us in this community, that we are going to be converting young people. We are going to be meeting on the streets, in schools, campuses, and all of that we are going to be ministering to about the new Nigeria and how they can be ambassadors from their respective homes, streets, communities, and all of that. Okay, so very soon you might see some strange also joining us. I don't know them yet too, but I'm very sure that very soon you start seeing new people joining us online and all of that. So please don't discourage them, encourage them. All right, encourage them. They need our guide. That's why they will be here. I'll be directing them to be watching this program so that if they have questions, they can answer. Okay, if they have questions, they can answer. We can help answer them. I can't do it alone. We have already formed a community of people who are mature, who have developed objective mind, and as a result, we can guide the next generation of people who will be joining us in this community, objective community on YouTube, Facebook, social, Periscope, Instagram, and other social media very soon. So you might begin to see some names that you are not familiar with who are commenting live on the show and who are asking questions. Please do not abuse them. They are young people. They are teenagers. All right, they are teenagers, and very soon they are going to be joining us on our shows. So please, if you see anybody asking questions, don't think it is stupid. Try to answer them objectively so that we can guide them aright. And that is just the last information I want to share tonight. Well, as I close, I want to replay the video of the question and answer, who is Mohammadu Buhari, because some comments are asking me to replay it, so I will do. And this is it. Watch it as I don't go by that. Thank you.
You have been described differently by different people. Man of integrity, man of honor, incorruptible. Some simply say you are phenomenal in Nigeria's political landscape. How will you describe yourself personally? Who is Mohammadu Buhari?
Well, I like to start by praising teachers of my generation. I spent 9 years in boarding school, 3 years in primary boarding, and 6 secondary schools. Now I think they do 5 years or 4, I don't know how many years. The teachers then, they were treating children and students like their own children. If you do well as a student, they praise you in the classroom and in the assembly hall, which is held daily, 6 times a week. If you misbehave, you will be flogged in front of your class or in the whole assembly hall. So the best out of you is brought physically and academically. You have to be well to survive. You have to do well, be doing well to survive. I was a class monitor. I was a junior prefect. I was a senior prefect. I was a head boy. I earned all those, and I know what I went through. But without good teachers, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
So who is Mohammadu Buhari?
I think I went through hell throughout my career in the military. I was a lieutenant in Lagos during the first coup, 15th January 1966. And if you bother about Nigerian history, you read coup, counter coup, civil war, coup, counter.